Welcome back to the Prosperous Life Podcast. Thank you so much for showing up once again. If you're reoccurring, as you transform your life, you're able to transform so many other people's lives. Now today, of course, as you know, I'm Braiden Belnap, and we have Yekeson Subah in the house today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Cool.
He's a professional soccer player at such a young age, and the mindset, the skill, the extraordinary habits that you have to have in order to accomplish that at such a young age, I feel like is amazing.
It is.
You can't discredit that.
For sure. Yeah.
A blessing that came with hard work.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fair to say. You got to give the blessings to God, but couldn't have accomplished it without yourself.
Yes. Amen to that.
So tell us a little bit about your journey.
Well, so I come from Liberia, and I moved to the U.S. when I was 4 years old, and moving into Raleigh, North Carolina on the East Coast side, and just living there with my family of three, my mom, dad, and my oldest brother. And then we had family like my aunt and uncles around, and it's just been amazing growing up in the U.S. and just, you know, like the change of scenery and the change of environment was awesome. You know, we found like loving people around us. Like we got into a loving church and we've been there ever since. And then I got into soccer, and just the people that helped me along the way, it's just been amazing. It's been a blessing. Like if I didn't have that kind of support that I did when I was young, it probably would have been extremely difficult for me to make it like to where I am today for sure. And just through all that progress and process, it got me to where I am today, and I'm grateful for it.
How much do you think your support played into your success?
I would say it was probably top tier, probably like my top three for sure. Because, like for example, I had a coach named Coach Eric. He actually saw me playing rec soccer. And at that time, Yek was just like a speed demon, man. Just get the ball, kick and run. And just shooting the ball from wherever, just it's going in. And he scouted me. He was like, your son is actually pretty good, to my mom and dad. And he was like, I would like for him to try out for my team and play for my team. And at that time, my parents, we were kind of just moving into the U.S. and, you know, they were trying to figure out their job situation. So we weren't financially stable. But Coach Eric was like, man, don't even worry about it, man. You know, we can help you out a bit, you know, figure out some financial aid with the soccer program. And with his help and support, man, he used to take me on trips. You know, when we had trips to Richmond to go play a game, he would support my family. We would ride with him. And it was just a blessing. Like, I feel like without that, it would have been extremely difficult for me to reach to where I am today.
That's
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
So you still have a relationship with Coach Eric?
Oh, yeah, for sure. He texted me, I think it was yesterday.
That's amazing.
He texted me yesterday. Me and him talked for a bit.
So how old were you when you played for him? To what age?
I would say seven or eight when I started playing with Coach Eric, maybe 6. Like that was when I first got into the soccer at Castle, which is now known as NCFC. And yeah, it was just been booming ever since.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to remember where you came from. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Kind of brings that gratitude.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And yes. You also started at such a young age, too.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like that plays into any of your success starting at such a young age, or?
Yes, I would say for sure. You know, I don't think that everybody has to start at a young age. You can start at any age. It all comes down to you and how hard you want to like work and like the time and effort you put into the sport or whatever you do. But I feel like starting at a young age for sure helped me to like really find a passion and love for the game. And just growing up playing that sport it just stuck with me. And now I have something with me.
Totally.
And like when I'm not playing, I'm like, when can I play again? It's just that kind of mindset, you know. It's just something that I can't live without now.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what other support obviously went into a huge extent to your success? What else went into your success?
I would say family for sure, 100% family, and just the faith in Christ. I believe Christ has like an answer for everything, and he's always supporting us no matter what we do. So Christ and family are for sure probably like the top tier things that have really helped me as well, going along with, friends and coaches. Like growing up with those kind of people around me helped a lot.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's fair to say. I feel like, as you mentioned, support and family and this mindset, these little things make huge differences.
Yeah.
So you're skilled, obviously, too. We all people with family and support don't reach it to your success. We still can't discredit you for that one.
Yeah.
So where are you at along your journey now?
Currently, I am going to be moving out of Salt Lake and Utah to start a new journey, a new pathway to a new team. And I'm grateful for it. It's always good to sometimes to start new and like get a reset, hit the reset button, and really just, continue to find yourself throughout that process, because you can't lose yourself playing the sport you love, because then what are you doing with your life? You always have to have yourself in the sport that you love or anything that you do. You always have to be 100% in with yourself and the sport. So, it's going to be a good journey to go out to different teams and see where I'm going to end up.
Someday we're going to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
You can be like, I remember when I moved out of Salt Lake.
It was a tough one, man.
Exactly.
I grew to love a good family down here, your family. And, I met some new friends, new brothers, family that's going to stick with me for life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those relationships last lifetime,
For sure.
So nothing wrong with that at all.
Yes.
And you get to go create new ones.
Yes, exactly.
And who knows who's on the other side of that.
Yeah.
So a lot of
The world's
support
big,
there.
man. It's
huge. Yeah. It's a big world out there.
Yeah.
Salt Lake's small. It's a big world though.
Yeah, for sure.
So with that in mind, where do you want to end up next?
That I'm not sure about yet. I feel like it just all depends on where I go and really feel like that environment, and if I feel like this is a home that I can stay at, if I feel welcomed. It's a lot of things that play into like picking a good team or where you want to stay, because that's where I'm going to be living as well. So I have to like the environment, like the people around me, and make sure I feel at home. And when I came to Salt Lake, I felt at home.
Totally.
That's why, like, when I came here, it was tough to leave family, but afterwards it got into a nice flow, and it's just like, man, it was nice being away from home for a bit, having people that you can lean on and that supports you outside of your family at home. So it's just all about finding good family and good home.
Love that.
Yeah.
So family and home and support are big for you.
Yes. 100%.
Sounds like that's followed you your entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think family is so important to you?
I believe family is so important because it's just like one of those core factors, like without family, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to like reach to where you truly want to be. You can have yourself and truly believe in yourself as well, because that's a strong thing. But I feel like just adding that key factor of family can give you that extra boost to really like have something to lean on. Like, I have to work hard for my family and myself, and I have to do this for my family and myself as well. Just like having those people to lean on and think back on, like, it makes you want to work hard each and every day and to achieve things that like you really want to achieve.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So you moved, what age were you when you moved to Utah?
I was 17 when I moved to Utah. 17.
So what was like, did you have any struggles coming to Utah? Like, walk us through what those downfalls were coming to Utah, because 17 leaving home is a big step.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would probably say the factor of me, like the first time moving away from my family, that was a huge factor for sure. Like, it was eating me up inside. Like, dang, I'm really about to be across the country from my mom and dad and friends and families that I've been with my whole entire life. So that was probably something that was extremely difficult for me. Like, just moving away from such a long distance the first time. This is the first time I've ever moved away out of North Carolina. And it's just like across the country. Oh my goodness. Like, the first time I moved to Utah, like when they were scouting me, I didn't even know what Utah was, like where it was on the map of the U.S. And it took some time. We were looking. Oh, it's next to California. It's in that kind of West Coast side. Oh, it's so far. So yeah, for sure.
It seemed really big in the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you recognize it wasn't as big
Yeah, 100%.
of a time. That's
Yeah.
cool. So people like me,
Mhm.
entrepreneurs to athletes, I feel like the mindset correlate very extremely alike.
Mhm. Similar for sure.
From entrepreneurs to athletes, I feel like sometimes it's easy to attach our identity to the sport we play or the business we're building or something of that nature that we're building on.
Mhm.
Tell us who you believe you truly are.
I believe I am truly a child of God, a family man. I believe that I'm a successful young man and I can achieve great things. And the list goes on, like there's so many things that I believe that I can do in my life and just have that strong feeling in myself that I can achieve whatever I want. I can achieve to play in Europe. I can achieve to become a millionaire. I can achieve to support my family, my people back home in Liberia. Like there's so much that comes along with just believing in yourself.
I love that. So how much does mindset play a part in your success in soccer?
Mindset is huge. I would say like I was struggling a bit a few months after I got here with my mindset, not having that confidence in myself like I used to have. And when I started my coaching sessions with you and just you helping me and guiding me to truly like believe in myself and build that confidence, like my mind just opened up to so many things that I can do just by believing in myself and having the right mindset. And like some things changed in the things that I did throughout these past few months, and it's made a huge difference in my life.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's played a big role holistically and in the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
How about when you're going into a game or just practicing? How much does mindset play a part in how well you do on the field?
Like I said before, it's still a huge factor. Like mindset is a huge factor throughout my day-to-day life. If you don't have the right mindset, like you're waking up in the morning, oh, I don't want to get out of bed. That's the first thing you did wrong right there, like it's not going to be good. Your day's already going to start off pretty bad because you're being lazy and, you don't want to get out of bed to start your day off and really think about the family that you're doing things for and work for them. So when it comes to training sessions and just things in my day-to-day life, it's if I do have a slip up, like I can say like I believe in myself, or I do all things through Christ who strengthens me. There's so many things I can say to myself that I can just like flip that switch back to stay on track.
I love that. So let's say you start having a bad mindset. How do you transform your mindset?
A way that I could transform my mindset, I could say, is just by, I think it's one simple thing. Just say that I'm doing this for my family, or that I'm doing this for myself. And if I want to achieve greatness, I have to just slip out of this mindset of me being negative. It has to change to positive and just keep going forward. It can't be anything negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are going to happen, but it's about how you react to them and change that.
I love that. So it sounds like when you start to have negative thoughts, you essentially are consciously aware of them.
Yes.
Which allows you to say no, like we're not going there. I hear you, but we're not going there.
Can't go there at all.
And this is what I'm looking to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the quote you said? In Christ you strengthen me, or in Christ
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
I love that.
Yes.
So you begin to say affirmations and declarations, and you begin to consciously talk it to yourself to transform your mindset.
Yes.
I love that. So, of course, we have negative thoughts that you transform. What do you do on a day-to-day basis to instill positive mindset, positive vibration overall?
So one thing that I have done is I have sticky notes around like my room, like at the front of my door, my bed head, in the shower, like right in the bathroom, just everywhere that I go day to day, and that I can see these things. And the notes that I do write is, in Christ I play, and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And those two quotes usually always brings me back to reality and really like instills that into my mind to know that I can do this. You know, there's nothing that I can't do if I don't put my mind to it and without Christ.
I love that a ton. So it sounds like really what drives you is your family in Christ.
Yes.
That's fair. Yeah. Do you feel like anything? So family in Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, purposes of the conversation, we're not taking them away, but for the conversation, taking those away, what else drives you?
I would probably say myself, because I feel like me taking care of myself and believing in myself plays a huge factor in the things that I do every day. If I don't have that, like that confidence to believe in myself that I can do this, do that, do this, then my day won't be good. And long-term wise, my career won't be good. Even short-term, like it plays a huge factor in everything that you do until your deathbed, you know?
That's fair to say. So what do you feel like your message is to the world?
I would say a message that I can give to the world is just believe in yourself. There are going to be tough times, but you always have to persevere and push through because God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. So if you can get through those tough times, just know that the best times of your life, the great times are going to be right after that. And that's when you're truly going to be able to find yourself through those tough times and really know that when anything hits you after that, oh, you're already good. You know how to handle this.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. God gives his strongest wars.
Toughest battles.
To
his toughest soldiers.
Yes. I've never heard that before. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's true too. Mm-hmm. And that brings me back to if you're going through a tough battle, it's your choice on the meaning you attach to it.
Yes. 100%.
You can say, because there's two things that really derail our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something major, somebody in our family dies. So derailing our lives could be loss of something,
yes,
death, a job, loss of even something we spiritually have, mentally have, or physically. It could be, like you mentioned, moving out and moving away from family, or moving again from Utah to another state that you're going to call home soon.
Yes.
Or these little things, waking up late, not picking up your room the moment you leave, not picking up your mess as you go. Because sooner or later, you're going to come back and now you're going to feel overwhelmed.
Yes.
We could go a million ways with that. But ultimately, it's the meaning you attach to it. Moving out of Utah, it could be, I'm moving out of Utah. And you can make it so detrimental to yourself, but you decided to attach goodness to it. I got to go find a new home.
Yes.
God gives his toughest soldiers his toughest battles. Like you've made yourself, you know what, I am the toughest soldier. That's why he's putting this in my path. So I feel like that's something that people can learn from.
100%.
Is you can be a victim to your battles, or you can be a king of your battles, and it's really your choice.
Always comes down to you.
Oh yeah,
always.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's times in your life that you did become victim to your life at some times?
Oh, 100%. 100%, yes. For example, I would say, like I've mentioned before, like moving into Utah, like a year in when I came back for my second season with Utah, with Real Salt Lake, I started going through a tough battle of me just like trying to understand like where I can fit in with the team and like the things that I'm not doing right. And it just all started playing a factor in my performance. My mindset wasn't right. My confidence started to go down and everything started to tumble and tumble and tumble. And I just had to flip that around for sure. I had to.
So what was the process? Did you become aware of it and you just transformed it? Was it something that you made small changes of, or how did you transform that?
It took time for sure. Took time, a few sessions with you and just learning how strong you can be just by having that confidence and believing in yourself. It played a factor and just having those small talks, finding awareness of this is where you're doing this wrong. And by you saying this to yourself, having negative thoughts in your head, by you not waking up right in the morning, can play a factor on your confidence throughout your day to day, because everything starts to add up over time and keeps adding and adding. So once you can flip one bad thing that you do, like you wake up in the morning with a positive mindset, excited to start your day off, boom, that's one positive thing. The next thing, we're removing those negative thoughts, that's another. And then everything just starts to slowly fix itself over time.
I love that so much. So you've obviously transformed your life a lot to get to this point. Do you consider yourself living a purposeful life? Like, you love soccer?
Oh, yes, 100%. I believe that I'm living the life that I'm supposed to live right now, 100%, no doubt.
I love that. So soccer's your purpose.
Yes.
Do you feel like anything else do you find purpose in anything else? Are you striving to achieve anything else in your life other than soccer?
Oh, yeah. One thing that I've always wanted to do since I was a little kid is to become a doctor, a pediatrician. I love taking care of little kids. I just love having them around me, and me making sure that I can make this other kid feel better just makes me feel better about myself every day. I feel like I'm sharing that positive vibe to the young generation to build them up to become successful young men and young women, you know. I feel like everything starts with the kids. You know, if you can spread the right message to the kids, and if you can take care of them and really believe in them so they can believe in themselves, they can grow up to become something great.
I love that. That comes down to, there's 3 things I teach into your life purpose. Mm-hmm. And I mean, a lot of places teach this. I'm nothing special here, of course. But that's really being good at what you do, being naturally gifted at it. You're obviously naturally gifted at soccer. Doesn't take away the hard work. I mean, your hard work is extraordinary. But you're also good at talking with kids. I've seen it. You're just naturally good with talking and hanging out with kids. Yeah. It's because you love it and you're good at it.
Yes.
And then, of course, you have to love it.
Oh, yeah.
You obviously can tell you love soccer. You love kids. I mean, it's no questions there. And ultimately making the impact. Mm-hmm. The fact that your end goal isn't necessarily to become a doctor selfishly for yourself or your family or whatever. It's to make a bigger impact in this world. Mm-hmm. I think that's a crucial part to having a purposeful life.
100%.
So not many people find their purpose in life, or at least at such a young age as you did. Let's say somebody's 18 to 30 right now saying, what is my purpose? This guy has 2 purposes and I don't even have one. What do you feel like people could do to start to begin to find what they're naturally gifted at, or just what they love in life, and so that they can also start to make the impact that you're making today?
Yes. I feel like it all depends. You know, you can find out your purpose when you're 10, or you can find it out when you're 25, 30. It just all comes with time. And I feel like you really have to truly find yourself to be able to know what your purposeful life should be. Like, when you take the time to invest in yourself, making sure you're okay, you know, learning new things and growing as a person, that's when that purpose starts to come into your life, and you really truly believe, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. And really sit down and talk to yourself, like, what are the things that I enjoy doing, or what are the things I don't like to do? It's like everything comes with time. You have to talk with yourself, sit down and have time to yourself, and yeah, it's gonna come with time, and then you're just gonna wake up one morning and be like, yep, this is what I want to do with my life, and this is my purpose.
I love that. So it's really just the process of discovering, going and trying yourself. Sports, going and trying arts, going and trying doctors or reading books. And then from there, you'll find something that you like, which then you can develop to make that impact.
Oh, yeah. And you can see it with yourself. Like, you know, you can just be out and about and just try to figure out the key details in the things that you do. Like, let's say you're just walking out in the street and you notice that, oh, you like to talk to animals, or not talk to animals. That's crazy.
I know what you're saying, though.
Yeah, not actually talking to animals, but like, you know, you like enjoying being around animals. You're feeding the birds, you know, feeding squirrels. Then you know that you want to do something along the lines of taking care of animals, or, you know, being around them. And let's say you're walking around and just easy to talk to other people. You're going to be good at, communicating with others. And it's just the little things that you do.
I love that. So let's say somebody finds their purpose now.
Mhm.
I personally believe that if you find your purpose and you don't take action, the fruits of all that hard work of finding your purpose isn't going to come into fruition.
Exactly.
So do you always feel motivated to take action?
Not always. There's always a day where you're like, man, I just don't honestly want to do anything today. And it's okay. It's part of life. We're human. It happens. But it's about how you react to that kind of feeling. You can either dig into the feeling and then like take it in, or you can say, hell no, this is not what I want to do, man. No, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do what I have to do to achieve the things that I want to achieve.
I love
And
that.
I feel like that's what separates the greatest people from the people that are just average. They always have those mornings where they don't want to go and work out, or they don't want to go and get up at 6 a.m, 5 a.m to go to their job. But it's about how you react to that. And I feel like the greatest, they always react in a positive way, and knowing that I have to do this for myself, my family, and whatever their motivation is, they get up and make sure they do it, and they do it at their full capacity, 100%. No slacking, nothing. All in.
Mamba mentality.
Mamba mentality, my man.
So let's say you wake up in the morning and you feel like crap. You're like, I don't want to go take a cold shower or do a cold plunge or go work out. What's your process to snap yourself into a good positive mindset?
So I have a few things. I have this chain that my mom gave me. I'm not wearing it tonight, sadly, but my mom gave me this chain with a cross on it, and I have that usually sitting by my nightstand, and I'd have a picture of my girlfriend Bailey. And when I wake up, I really just look at those two things and know that I'm doing it for Christ, my family, and my future family as well. So that really just switches a switch in me to knowing that I have to get up and work for these people.
Amazing.
I can't slack, because if I do, I'm disappointing them and I'm not achieving what I want to achieve.
That's fair to say.
Mm-hmm.
So along your soccer journey, have you met anybody that doesn't necessarily have the family support that you have?
Me personally, I would say no, I haven't met anybody that like their family doesn't support them. Like everybody that I've been around, their family is always supportive of them. They're encouraging them. Even through the tough times, they're always keeping it 100 with them, letting them know this is where you're fucking up at. This is what you need to fix. And, everybody, I feel like the people that you hang around and the people that you attract to yourself is based off of you, the way you're raised, the way the way you carry yourself will always attract the people that, you want to be around, or the people that you need.
I love that. So let's say somebody doesn't have the family support.
Mm-hmm.
What could they do in the morning to get themselves no, I don't want to say motivated,
Mm-hmm.
but what would you give somebody walks up to you in public and says, hey, Yek, I know you look at your pictures and Christ in the morning when you don't feel like showing up.
Mm-hmm.
My family doesn't support me.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do so that in the morning I can transform my mindset? What advice would you give them?
I would tell them that you have to prove them wrong. They are a family. Not all families are always supportive of what you want to do in life or what you believe is best for you. Some families always want to take the easy route, like, oh, you have to go to college to be a millionaire. You have to work a 9 to 5 to make enough money to support your family. It's not always like that. The world is changing nowadays, and people are finding many ways to achieve greatness and reach the status that they want to achieve. So I could tell them that just as long as you believe in yourself and you wake up in the morning knowing that you want to work hard for yourself to prove your family wrong, but also when you prove your family wrong, you can also show them that, you always have to believe in me as well. I'm your son, I'm your daughter, I'm whoever to you. And, you have to have that trust in me to know that if I want to take this career path or do this, you should be wanting to support me in that, even though you might not feel like it's the right thing to do at the moment. Encourage me, find ways to help me, and throughout that process, I can reach that level. But without that support, believe in yourself, and really, you can probably write a sticky note to yourself. Anything that can motivate you to achieve that goal. And if you achieve it without them, then man, there you go.
Hell yeah.
You prove them wrong.
Sounds like you're really saying if somebody doesn't have that support, one, believe in yourself 100%.
Don't doubt yourself.
Don't become average just because your family's average, to say the least.
Yeah.
And then two is
the breakthrough, man.
100%.
Yeah.
Don't become average because of everybody else.
Yes.
One, you should get out of that environment anyways. If your family's not supporting you, that doesn't mean they're good for you if they're family. So get out of there if they don't support you. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can isolate yourself away from them. Good morning. How you guys doing? Boom. You're to your room. Ways that you can learn new skills to achieve what you want to achieve, or go out on a jog if you want to stay fit. Go to your backyard, get a ball, whatever it is, basketball, dribble, football, do footwork drills, anything to prove them wrong that you can do what you believe you can do.
Love that. And then being upfront with them, setting those boundaries, being like, hey, whether you support me or not, this is what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
And I would love your support. I know you don't think it's right. That's okay. That doesn't mean I don't feel like it's right. And this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have you there, whether you agree with it or not. Because everybody wants the support from family.
100%.
Doesn't mean we need it.
Yes.
Like I always say, I don't necessarily care what everybody else thinks, except for a couple of people. And the people that I care about, and I care about what they think, even if they disagree with me, I'm still going to do what I feel is best for me.
Exactly.
But it is nice to have.
Yes. And even at that point as well, like if you talk to your family or your parents or whoever it is and let them know, like, if you don't want to believe in me, this is still what I'm going to do in my life, and explain to them like why you want to do this. You can persuade them to believe in you. And if they don't, well, that's on them. It's on you as well. It's on you as well to take that and use it as motivation as well. Okay, my family doesn't believe in me. I'm going to prove them wrong. Oh, I have haters talking bad at me. Okay, I'm going to prove those guys wrong as well. Like, it's always about proving someone wrong, always.
And you're keeping the receipts too. You're going to remember who didn't believe in you.
For sure. Yeah, 100%. No doubt.
If you didn't believe in me when I become a multimillionaire, you're not getting a penny.
Hey, keep the same energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't switch up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I get that.
Yes.
You can't support somebody that didn't support you.
Exactly.
But that's just, maybe that's not good of me. I want to show the people love that gave me the love.
Yes.
I'll always, for anybody that is negative, let's say, of my journey, I still give them love. In my opinion, I think that's crucial.
Oh, yeah, because you're motivating me to prove you wrong, so I appreciate it.
Exactly.
I appreciate it for sure.
Exactly, and it's the people that aren't supporting, honestly, in my opinion, what I found is people that are unsupportive generally didn't follow their dreams or followed their dreams and quit too soon.
Yes.
Which made them not to believe in themselves, which made them not believe in anybody else in this world. So I kind of approach that with sympathy because that's kind of sad. I mean, if you don't believe in my dreams, that probably tells me you don't believe in your dreams. And that's a low place to be.
Exactly.
It's a way low place to be. I mean, I know what it feels like to not believe in myself because I've been there too,
Oh, yeah.
But I'm 23. So to be like 50 and not believing my dreams for the next 25 years.
It's tough.
It's
something that eats you up every day when you're 50.
It's a low energy.
Yeah.
To not follow your dreams every single day for 25 years. I mean, those people are so low, in such a low vibration, that I can understand why they don't support other people or their kids, but doesn't mean it's right.
Yes.
Still not going to get my money, though, if they don't support me.
There you go.
But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think you can, go from hating to loving. when somebody reaches success. I think for me personally, I'll always remember the people that supported me when we're right here.
Yeah.
And when I have my own studio for the podcast,
Yes.
I'll always remember people that supported me.
Yeah. 100%, man.
So do you feel like having a fan base, having family, friends, people in the past that you've worked with, and so on and so forth, do you feel like you have received hate through your success?
100%. Yes. I feel like that's also made me into who I am today, from the people that, oh, yeah, you're not doing this and you can't reach this if you don't do this. But with persevering through that, I didn't always have the money or like the support to do extra trainings with extra coaches, or like to do above and beyond. So it came in the factor to where my family and we have to do things on like our own, and we've like kind of adapted to growing and being able to do things on our own. Like, okay, I don't have the money to go get a personal trainer and start doing this. Okay, I watch videos, so what are they doing? I can implement into my training sessions on my own and do what they're doing, but just do it at a higher level and push myself 10 times as harder, And, growing up with like people hating and not believing in what I can do, I feel like I've always proved them wrong, and I've always reached the next step. Every time I've always reached the next step, even though there might have been some setbacks where, okay, boom, you're staying at the same level, or you're not reaching where you want to at the moment. It always happens. You have to persevere through that, and at that time, that's when the hate's going to be the most, when you don't reach the next level and they're like, oh yeah, we know you can't do it, but it's all a process. It takes time, so you slowly just take your time through it and just keep believing in yourself and persevering, and just wait. Your break is going to come, and then they're going to be like, oh, that's all they can say.
So you received hate, which pushed you to look at resources which you recognize you couldn't afford. From there, you looked at the resources you did have and pushed yourself 10 times harder. So do you feel like that's really how you've overcome the hate, is just show them through your results of what you can do?
100%. Like, me as a person, I'm not much of a trash talker. Maybe I throw some trash in there once in a while on the field or whatever I'm doing, but I'm not much of a trash talker. I like to let my performance and the way how I do things like show. I feel like you can say a lot of things, but if you can't back it up with your actions, then what are you doing with your life, man?
Amen. 100%.
You have to be able to take action and prove them wrong through your actions, not just by your words. So I feel like with all the hate and stuff, it always comes down to me pushing that in the back of my head and start my actions and do that extra training. Wake up an hour earlier to make sure when that time comes, I can prove those guys wrong.
100%.
Yeah.
That comes down to anything. You have to take action to get the result. You can't just talk about the business, the athletic goals that you have, the spirit, mind, body goals that you have.
Without taking action.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I love that. So do you feel like in the moment when you've received hate, does that just push you to go do that extra workout, or is there anything else that you do to overcome the hate?
I would say sometimes during that hate, it always gets to me sometimes. Sometimes when people say certain things, it does get under my skin a bit, but it's about how you react after that. You can't get in your feelings and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be sad, play sad music, blah blah blah. That's when it matters the most. That's when you're at your lowest, you have to be able to fight through those tough times when you're at your lowest, to reach the blessings, to reach the success when you're at your best. So you always have to be able to fight through those negative thoughts, the negative words that you're receiving, and to persevere.
100%.
I've said that a lot. This podcast, persevere is a big thing.
No matter what, good or bad, you just got to keep pushing. Yeah. Persistence is key in anything, in success in business, sales, relationships, money. I mean, If you just show up every day, moment to moment, you're destined to win at some point.
Yes.
Because if everybody started on the same path, right? After you go for a year, some people are going to drop off because it got hard.
Yes.
And then 2 years, and then people are going to drop off more. And then another 5 years. By the time you get to like 10 years, you're going to be in like the 1%.
Yes.
Because most people already gave up.
Exactly.
You just got to keep showing up.
Keep showing up and keep pushing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And show up earlier and show up later too.
Yeah.
Because if you just show up once in a while in a day,
Has to be consistent.
Has to be consistent.
Consistency is key, man. It's
Love
key.
that. That's a good place to end, bro.
Yeah.
So how can we support you?
I don't know, like anything I can get, I would take for sure. You know, support can be anything. You know, it can be just words of affirmation, someone just saying I believe in you, or you know, people taking the time to talk to you and making sure you're okay, and people taking the action to train with you, to do just whatever to make sure that you know you have that support and that love to achieve what you want.
I love that.
Yeah. So it can honestly just be anything. Yeah.
I love that 100%. So how can, obviously I follow you along, but how can the people watching today follow you?
You guys can follow me on probably my IG, just Yekeson Subah, Yekeson, and then Subah, Subah, and just, you know, if you guys ever want to reach out, go ahead, shoot me a text, and I'll link in my DMs and can chat, and just, you know, just keep showing me love. That's really it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, you're extraordinary, man. I mean, 18, you've been playing under RSL for 2 years,
Yes.
right?
2 years.
18. That's phenomenal, man. Not a lot of people achieve that success.
Yeah.
So you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
And I know you are proud of yourself also.
I am.
So I appreciate you showing up today.
Thank you.
Now there's one last question.
Yeah.
How do you define a prosperous life?
It's a wonderful question. Prosperous life. I could say the prosperous life can be someone truly finding themselves and loving the things that they do, and it's not just for the money or the fame. It's because they truly love it and they want to spread the positive vibes, the positive energy out into the world to support the people in need, or just support anybody in need at all. You know, it can be people in Europe. It can be people back home in Africa, Liberia. It's just a prosperous life can be just you believing in yourself and finding your true self in the things that you love to do.
So finding your authentic self and showing up for both yourself and the world.
In the world.
Love that.
Yes.
Thanks so much for showing up, bro.
Of course. Thank you.
But yeah, of course. With that in mind, do you have any last words?
No, not at all.
Awesome.
Yes.
With that in mind, you guys, thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate Yekeson, of course, and you guys showing up. These extraordinary conversations allow us to really serve this world in an extraordinary way. With that in mind, subscribe, leave a review, and if you guys want to reach out to either Yekeson or myself with any questions, we're here to support.
Yes.
Have a good day, guys.